Thank you so much for the bits. Call White. Are we ready? I am ready. Are you ready? I hope you're ready. Because game number 1 is here, and as is usually the case, we'll fast forward ever so slightly over here until we get some action, since we have the ability to do so when playing record games. And Repard with Magyars is going to pick a very interesting civilization for this map. I don't think I had seen Magyars before. Not to say they are a bad civilization, far from it. They are super versatile. And then on top of that, we'll see some of the best late game compositions for Magyars with their very, very strong Magyar Hussar being extremely strong compared to any other Hussar type units, except perhaps the Winged Hussar. I'm actually not really sure. I think the Magyar Hussar is still stronger, right? But then the Viper, on the other hand, playing with Burgundians, is going to have very strong civilization that kind of tapers off in the later stages of the game. We'll see exactly what we get. But the Viper is going to want to play either for late castle or early EM kind of pressure, especially with the cheaper stable upgrades, right? Going for something like Cavalier, Paladin is going to be cheaper for him. Then potentially also making a play for Custiller is going to be strong. But yeah, I'm pretty surprised about Repard's civilization choice, and I'm very curious as to what exactly it is that he's going to go for. I haven't seen the Viper play in a while. I haven't seen his series in a while, I think. Since we were casting the RMS Cup 2. And that was over a month ago. I've been casting just tournaments, and the only tournament that we have had since then that I've been covering has been the Wallhalla, which the Viper only participates in the main event, of course. Hey Chicho. Hi, hi. Welcome to the channel as well. Bienvenido. Loco, ¿todo bien? Alright, there we go. Fuel H is here, and Castle H is on the way for Repard. Castle H is on the way for the Viper very soon. Any plans for future tournaments, Nova? Yes. I've been juggling to catch up with my YouTube channel, but after I am done with that, I'm going to make an announcement for a community tournament, actually for low elo up to 1000. That we are going to start covering starting 2 weeks from now. And then besides that, for pro tournaments, nothing from now really, but next year I would like to have Terranova 2. Whoa! Rosa! Come on, man! Tier 3? 32 months as well. Dude, that is insane! You know, Tier 2 and Tier 3 are not really the common man sub. So I do appreciate the incredible support. You know, the great thing about Tier 2 and Tier 3 is that the revenue split is much better for streamers. So if you were to sub, and this is kind of awkward, but if you were to sub Tier 3 1 out of 5 months, as opposed to subbing 5 months with Tier 1, actually Tier 3 is better for the streamer, but obviously nobody's going to want to be subbed just every other month, right? Well, thank you, Rosa. It's very much appreciated. I'm happy you like it. Yes. There's a lot coming up as well. Yeah, right now the focus is on YouTube, but after I get that sorted out, I'm going to start focusing on the stream a little bit more, and there are a few things that I would like to bring to the channel. Anyway, Castle H is here already. We had Custiller coming out for the Viper, which is great. It's going to start making a play for relics, and let's go back to 1x. Vipers, got them on coming in. That's going to be the first relic coming up for him. Meanwhile, Repard, on the other hand, he doesn't even have a monastery, so won't be thinking of going for relics at all. Instead, he's got 4 TCs inside the walls, and just going to go for full economy, and the Viper's on 3 TCs only. So there we go. Going for stone, so he'll start going for extra Custiller very soon. He's going for 11 stone miners, so this is extremely heavy stone collection, and he should be able to start going for extra castles very soon, which will boost his production potential. Seen the YouTube? Can't see why you took so long. Yeah. Graphics are tidy. They're okay. The thumbnails are not the hardest part. At the very least, not for the videos that I am uploading currently. But it's going to be a little bit... like, actually a lot more work once I start uploading custom content, which I want to get to once I get caught up with my YouTube channel. Right now, I have videos queued up for up to October the 2nd, and with today's 5 series, of course, that's going to go up to October the 6th, 7th, actually. And I still need to upload the best of 33 series, which I actually uploaded already. I need to make a thumbnail for it. But that one I'm going to publish probably tomorrow, most likely. Because I don't want to wait. I don't want people to have to wait for the best of 33 for a full month. So it's probably just going to go up simultaneously with something else. But if it's possible, yeah, I would like to keep the one video a day approach. Once I am completely caught up, which is I upload these ones, I edit these, make the thumbnails and whatnot. I'm going to take any days off streaming that I have to try and work on custom YouTube content. And the first video that's coming out to my YouTube channel is why it's the best time right now to jump into Age of Empires, to either come back if you used to play Age of Empires during your childhood or 20 years ago, even if you were not a child. And why it's the best time for you to hop into Age of Empires, even if it's your first time ever. It's an incredible time for the franchise. You who are around the channel probably know about all the things that have been taking place, but I am very sure there's a lot of people outside the Age of Empires community who know the game. Like, everyone knows Age of Empires, right? And who just do not have a clue about Red Bull Wallhalla, you know, about the DE version. I saw people actually still play HD. Or actually not play HD, but still own HD on the libraries and not know that DE is a thing, for instance. What is your YouTube channel? youtube.com/NovaAOE. For whatever reason, the command's not working for the bot. I don't know why, but exclamation mark YouTube should work. Exclamation mark W, actually, sorry, YT perhaps? You can try that one. Coming back to this game though, as we were just waiting for the players to get to a good amount of units and for the Viper to collect all the relics, he's going to get away with all 5 relics collected and he's dropping a castle right away. Interestingly enough, this is just a second castle for the Viper. Given how heavily he was going at stone, I thought it was going to take significantly less time for him to get the second one up. Yes. Yeah, I do not know why the bot's not working. Let me try with something else. Wallhalla. Dude, the bot's not working. I'm gonna try and see if I can do anything to fix it. Yeah, the bot's is not working. I think it might have been a connection issue. I don't know. A little while ago, like 2 minutes ago, I saw OBS refresh the chat as if it had just reconnected, so maybe that's why. Well, anyway, it's not important. youtube.com/NovaAOE. You can find me at NovaAOE everywhere, basically. Twitter/NovaAOE, Facebook/NovaAOE, Twitch, YouTube/NovaAOE, even TikTok @NovaAOE, Instagram NovaAOE as well. Those are not active currently. I just need to go tame one beast at a time, right? My time is taken by YouTube right now. Once I completely caught up to that one and I set my workflow so that it's not too much extra work, I'm gonna try and get the socials active again. Have lots of friends who played when we were young and are not aware of the revival with D. Yes, exactly. So that's gonna be the first custom YouTube video that I make. Why now is the best time for Age of Empires ever? Because AOE1 is part of Red Bull Wallhalla. Let's go. I'm kind of sad that Age of Empires 3 got kind of left out in the cold like that, but yeah. Maybe Red Bull Wallhalla Legacy 2? Who knows? $1 million? I don't know. I'm just saying. I didn't think Red Bull Wallhalla 5 could get topped off. Yet here we are. I just don't want to get my expectations too high, but yeah. I guess I wouldn't be surprised anymore if it were to happen. I don't know, man. I just want the game to keep on going. Beautiful defense for Repard. He's significantly faster to the Imperial Age, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. Yeah, he was faster by about 45 seconds, so he does have the trebuchets already out. The problem for Repard is that it's taken some time for him to get the units out because he's got a single castle to kill the trebuchets from. While the Viper, on the other hand, goes for double trebuchet production as soon as he gets to the Imperial Age, so now he'll be targeting the trebuchets from... There we go. From Repard, and if he's able to take these, that's going to leave the Viper in a very good spot. He's got a much stronger working count compared to Repard, despite the fact that Repard had gone for the 4 TCs earlier. Yeah, well, military count is not the best for the Viper currently. His momentum is incredible. He's got 3 trebuchets, and 2 bombard cannons coming out, and it's just going to be full siege. It's very interesting to see how other players would go for a bunch of military units to defend siege, and the Viper just goes and drops 2 castles that are going to provide protection to these units right away. Repard with Magyars cannot really go for bombard cannons, so he's just limited to going for trebuchets against this. The Viper, he loses the first castle. For what? He's going to go for another one over here. Yeah. Something's not working. The bot's not working. It's not. It's not saying anything about the follow. Sorry about that. And welcome to all those of you who are coming to the stream for the first time, dropping the follows as well. I hope you're enjoying. Masonry's coming in for the Viper. That's gonna be instrumental if he wants to keep the castles up, of course. And he's got the Costier. He's trying to come in already, but Repard have gone for a second layer of walls over here with houses and whatnot, but it's open already. He's going for another layer of houses. Or actually trying to replenish or restore the wall that he had already gone for before. Yeah, and you know the Viper is going after the bombard cannons. That is actually he's trying to defend the bombard cannons, going after the cavalry archers. And this is very good unit control for the Viper as well. There you are. Viper ends up cleaning everything up, and he's got the castle still up. Ballistics coming out for the castles. He's got Elite Skirmisher coming up as well as Balking Arrow, and 2 bombard cannons to take the trebuchets down with. From Repard, so Repard under a lot of pressure, and Viper, he's not letting go on his deadlock over here. Is going to keep Repard kind of cornered to the south, and Repard cannot do anything. He calls a GG right there, and the Viper's performance in game number 1 has been really strong. Really strong. Didn't doubt, didn't hesitate. Looked extremely confident, and played overall very clean Age of Empires. So well done, the Viper, the Ceros game number 1. He takes it. And yeah, I'm forever going to keep on wondering what exactly was the plan for Repard for going Magyars on this map, but in any case, the Viper is looking very strong, gets a much stronger economy. The KD over here is just brutal. 9-1 KD ratio for the Viper. Let's go back. Anyway, game number 2 is here. The Viper, once again, we're just going to fast forward the early stages. The Viper's playing with Bohemians, and Repard's playing with Cumans. I think I have seen Cumans on this map before, actually. Let me check the popularity for the wall. Cumans are not top 5, but you can see how on a map like this they will be able to, yeah, to work out as well. With the second TC and some pretty small walls, he should be able to get to defend himself pretty easily against whatever the Viper goes for. We'll see, unless the Viper goes for like a full monk push. thank you for the answer, Flygon, and welcome. Night. I love to see. Is this game live? Hey, Pave. No, the series took place about 2 hours ago or so. Probably a little bit more than that. It was taking place at the same time as a different set. We covered the other set, and now we are covering this set using Record the Game. So this is the 5th set that I'm covering today, out of 5 sets that were played today for Wallhalla. So I just want to have full coverage. No problem. If you want to watch any of the other sets from the day, you can just rewind the stream, or alternatively, you can wait until the stream is over, and then probably half an hour after that, the VODs are going to be up for individual sets, so that you don't have to go and try to figure out which set was where within the stream VOD. They're going to have their own individual VODs, which you can find in my video page. twitch.tv/novae/videos. Let me get some water. 1 second. Okay, cool. So Felix is here for Repard, and he's going for the TC already, while the Viper is going up on a much higher work account. He's playing Bohemians, and he's going up on 27 population. Do you smell that? Smell of fast imp. Ah. Oh boy. This is extremely aggressive from the Viper, by the way. I like it. Is that going to be fast imp, actually? Against Kumas? Is that going to work out? You probably want to see fast... I guess that's probably the way to go, because fast castle can't get denied by a castle. Repard. So fast imp seems like a no-brainer over here. The castle is gonna be on the way for the Viper. Yeah, it's just gonna be fast imp. Makes sense. Because of the fact that Repard's got 2 TCs, he can defend his economy over here just fine. So going for some very small walls, even something kind of like this, right? Potentially up like this, will be enough, especially if he's able to go for a castle eventually, like something like this over here. That'll be enough for him to prevent the Viper from doing any damage, of course. So the yellow player would only be able to push up until this area and then stop, right? So the Viper kind of needs to go for this kind of approach. Interestingly enough, he's going to drop the castle to try and breach through, but doesn't seem like he'll be able to fast imp actually right away. Yeah, it seemed a little bit too good to be true. He needed 1 extra villager over there. Viper needs to make sure he's not too eco heavy. Yeah, he's getting the castle up over here, and Repard knows about it right away. He can see it. There we go. Castle's coming up, and there's a monastery on the way, so the Viper's going to collect his 3 relics for sure, and then he might be able to steal some of these relics. We'll see. Anyhow, no fast imp over here for the Viper. It seemed a little bit too good. It seemed a little bit too aggressive. Usually see that in 28 population. At 27, he was also collecting the stone to get the castle up, so... yeah, now we see a second PC come up. But what is the plan over here? If the Viper just tries to play for economy, then Repard's going to get ahead. That's just the way it goes. Repard gets to the castle age, and he already has a 10 villager lead. If he goes for the 30C, he should be able to keep up with villager production compared to the Viper, and in any case, the Viper won't be able to catch up, and Repard's going to retain a consistent villager lead. He's just not going for the 30C. He doesn't have the resources for it. So maybe the Viper can catch up. He does have 3 TCs already. Yes, 30C. There we go. Repard tried to get a quick walls, couldn't get away with it.
Salam.
Yeah, and the Viper was able to get a villager down. Gotta be careful over there. Here comes the Viper. He's gonna steal the relics. Yes, boy. Had no loom. And now he's got it. Viper's got no loom. Yeah, he needs to get it. So Repard was kind of forced into it from the Viper's pressure, and now the Viper is going to kind of, I don't want to say stagnate, but he's not going to keep on putting any further pressure, so he's just going back home. He collected the relics, and that puts him in a very good spot anyway. You know, with only 6 extra villagers, Repard is not looking that much stronger compared to the Viper, especially with the Viper's fifth relic coming up over here. That's gonna be worth about 6 villagers worth of gold income for the Viper, so even though we do have 5 extra villagers for Repard, the actual economy is not necessarily going to be that much stronger for him. Mind you, he does have wheelbarrow and he does have handcar, neither of which Viper is gone for yet. But then the Viper's got a heavy plow, which Repard has not gone for. In any case, that's to say that the economy lead over here for Repard shouldn't be that significant. And let's take a look at the gather economy time. It is actually very high right now. Gotta keep in mind that he did have a second TC and a bunch of extra villages for a while. So a lot of this also went into the cost of the economy early on, but I would imagine at this point in time, Repard should already be further ahead in total amount of resources collected, right? Yeah, by about 1200, so that allows him to go for the Knights over here, and the Viper's struggling for military production. Knights, Rams, 14 to 1, 16 to 2, 16 to 1 military favoring Repard. And whilst from this point onwards, economy is going to be, or you know, resource income should be somewhat comparable for the players, the extra economy that Repard got earlier in the game allows him to go for this, while the Viper ended up having to spend a lot of resources going for the extra TCs, the castle, and can't really go for too much military himself, so that's a lot of pressure. And the Viper crumbles to the night push, with a lot of these villages going down. There's only one ram that Repard lost, and he still has one over here, and it's certainly starting to look very much like GG. Repard's got incredible momentum over here as the Viper goes for a second castle. This will make it a little bit harder for Repard to keep on pushing, of course, but this castle's not really going to encompass the TC entirely with its range, which means that ramps over here could still potentially work. As a matter of fact, even the Knights could potentially work when attacking from the edge. Good amount of pikes still from the Viper. Repard's just going to commit to Knights. He's gotta be careful. He's got just the one Scorpion, it's not enough. And going for Knights over here alone against Pikemen, especially as he was lacking upgrades, right? And he didn't have bloodlines, is not ideal. So while he does look stronger, the Viper should be able to stabilize over here until Repard eventually adds something else. Here we are. Well, the Pikemen are going down. Yeah, but these Knights wouldn't be able to do too much. Without Chain Bar and Armor, these Knights will just melt to the castle. And to fully garrison TCs as well. So the Viper's been able to stabilize over here really well. He's got 4 freaking TCs. Still behind by 20 villages though, so economy is still stronger for Repard. Military is still stronger for Repard. But yeah, Viper's ability to defend over here is nothing short of amazing. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. If you take a look at resource location, there is only one goal over here left for the Viper that he cannot really collect from because he doesn't have control of this area. Then there is a little bit of stone over here, and that's about it. He cannot collect this gold. He cannot collect this gold. Basically, doesn't really have the resource to go for much of anything, other than just extra villagers and farms, and hopefully try to gain some control back from this base just by going for full pikemen. Yeah, it's rough. Viper will turtle the heck out until Repard goes for Trust. That sounds about right. Repard should be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon. He knows. Against Pikemen over here, he cannot really keep on going for Knights, so he wants to go out to the Imperial Age. Once he gets to Cavalier, the Pikemen are not going to be that much of an issue. Too much, anyway. And once he gets a castle up, ideally, of course, he'll be able to go for the Trebuchets, and he should be able to take care of the Viper's defense. So much so that I think if Repard gets to the Imperial Age, Viper calls it GG right away. There's no way that the Viper survives against Repard in the Imperial Age. Not only for Trebuchets, but also potentially even for Cavalier. He should know. Take a look at the score difference over here between both players. The Viper knows exactly what the situation of the game is looking like and how far behind he is from Repard. There you are. PLA should be on the way for Repard. Now, he's producing from 3 stables. How many barracks? The Viper seems to be on 2 barracks only, right? No, never mind. Actually, he's a 6. He's just unable to produce too much. He doesn't really have the food. The Viper might end up taking the game. Actually, sorry. Repard might end up taking the game over here before getting to the Imperial Age. But yeah, once again, I expect insta GG from the Viper as soon as Repard gets up. The castle's coming up over here. Definitely would have liked to see the castle further forward, but it's okay. Here we are. Why no archers behind the knights? Well, Repard was trying to focus his efforts towards going up to the Imperial Age, so going for any extra units would have required extra upgrades as well. He would need to go for fletching, for blocking arrow, pay for the archers, and then go for the crossman upgrade. He knows he's already ahead, so he doesn't need to do it. All he needs to do is he gets to the Imperial Age faster, and he can go for Cavalier. And Cavalier are going to take him pikeman as well, so it's no problem. Basically, Imperial Age kills the Viper in his current position. Which makes me really curious as to what was Viper's strategy over here. He ended up collecting the relics, but he was so much later to the castle age. He let Repard get away economically with humans. And he never put pressure. I was either expecting for the Viper to go for full castle, like triple monastery, full monk push, something like that, which would have been really rough to make work against Repard, by the way, because Repard with the single castle would have stopped that. Or alternatively, fast imp, which I would have liked better from the Viper, because with bombard cannons, he would have prevented Repard from turtling with the castle. Interestingly enough, the Viper does not call the GG. Now that he's gotten access to the gold on the left-hand side again, and he's out to 5 TCs, he's trying to use the market to go up to the Imperial Age, and unbelievable. There is no way. Come on! The Viper is able to come back from this position. Is there? There's a 45. Actually, 35, sorry. Population lead for Repard right now. He's got more than 50% stronger population compared to the Viper. Oh, Viper finally got loot. Beautiful. It's fine. The Viper's just going to continue turtling over here until Repard eventually suppresses him with trebuchets, and it's taking so long for him to get to the Imperial Age. Which DC is he researching imp with? The back one. Yeah, that's good. Bets? No bets because we are casting recorded games, George. These games took place some hours ago. I'm honestly extremely surprised that the Viper's still going. I'm surprised that he's been able to stabilize himself, but I'm surprised that he actually thinks he's got a chance over here. You gotta give him props for trying, though. But yeah, Repard's taking the castle down. Then the TCs are going to follow suit, and now with Cavalier, nothing the Viper will be able to do until he gets to Halberdier himself. Well, to be fair, the Bohemian pikemen, they do deal 25% higher bonus damage compared to standard spearline units, but still Cavalier over here should be pretty strong. Ideally, he wants to get also Iron Castle and Blast Furnace so he can take those down. Yeah, especially as the Viper's gotten into a pretty decent amount of units. Can we GG at last? Not yet, not yet. Not yet, the Viper wants to believe. He's got 94 pop in a dream. Still 36. Extra population for Repard. At the very least, stay consistent. And it's not gone up proportionately speaking. Imagine if the Viper was still behind by 50 population. You know, that Repard was ahead by 50% population, that is. That would be really rough for the Viper. Regardless, Halberdier's coming up. Repard is gonna come and take the engagement. He's gotta be careful. Doesn't really have too many Cavalier over there. He's gonna start making a play for kid checks. TCs are going down. Viper will have 68 villagers to protect with only 3 TCs, which can shelter 45 villagers. So there's a lot of economy he won't be able to protect. And getting pushed away from gold over here means that he doesn't really have the means to keep on going for too much in terms of military anymore. Even if he's got 5 relics, that's going to be worth about 6 villagers worth of gold income, while Repard's got 25 gold miners. So you do the math. Result is much stronger position for Repard, of course. Yeah, the score is kind of misleading right now. I can understand the Viper thinking that he might have a chance, but from a spectator's point of view, we know that it's pretty much game over. Guess it's going down over there. We see another castle coming out for Repard. With the castle up on the left-hand side, it's impossible for the Viper to come out of this little nook down the south of the map. And up in the north, we have this one. Then on the left-hand side, we have this one, and then this one, right? This is great. So the Viper finally calls a GG, and the Brighton's been on the wall for a while. Repard equalizes the series over here, and we'll jump into game number 3, but we'll take a look at the achievements first, and then we are going to run a quick commercial. So if you want to mute the stream or use an ad blocker, you're more than welcome to do so. 4-3, a little bit better than that. Actually, KD ratio for Repard. We're going to see for economy, a stronger economy for Repard as well. While for technology, we'll see a stronger technology. Also for actually a stronger technology, I mean a faster uptime for Repard to the Imperial Age as well, to the Fuel Age, and his economy was much stronger and the worker count was so much higher for him throughout the game. This is not something that is going to surprise anyone who's watched the game, of course. So let's go back. And game number 3 is going to take place then in Viper's home map. Welcome everyone then to game number 3. For this one, the Vipers utilizing Mongols. It's an interesting pick over here. I'm curious as to what the strat is for this one. And Repard's playing Malay. Vipers not really been going for meta civilizations for these maps. Let me take a look at Jungle Rumble. Yeah, Mongols have not been a top civilization over here. However, he does get a lot of extra food faster because of the 40% faster working hunter bonus for Mongols. So collecting from the outer source of food, sorry, like this is gonna be pretty good. But yeah, as usual, we're just going to skip intro, straight to the action. Getting off work 1.5 hours earlier because deliver all the meds. Sounds great, just you. Well done. Mongols great here? They are, yes. They can be, potentially. But they have not been a very popular civilization on this map to speak of. That is to say, they are not in the top 5. Repard playing with Malay on the other hand, I am pretty sure that's going to be a top 5 save over here for Jungle Rumble. It's actually the most common civilization for this map. Not by a huge margin. The difference between the most popular and the second most popular civilization is very small for this map. With the second most popular civilization being Bohemians, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and the third most popular civilization being quite up there as well. Aztecs and even Cumans are very close. So the top 4 are very, very close. And Mongols over here are going to be interesting to see. Yeah, Malay also great. And more meta. Is that going to matter though? You know, the Viper must have seen the map before. He must know what this is all about. You already have Loon for the Viper. And Felix coming out for both players. 24 pop for Repard. He's going up faster because of the bonus. And the Viper's going up on 24 pop. Actually 25 pop over here for Repard, right? It's 2 scouts. It's just going to be fast castle for both players. Fuelage is here though, a little bit earlier for Repard. It's going to end up taking the Viper scout down. Outside. And yes sir, he's got it. At the center, he was fishing for Viper scout, but he's not going to find it. No. Here we go. There you are. Gas stage is on the way for Repard. Going up significantly faster because of the melee. Just going to go to the castle edge. And yeah, the Viper's fast casting right now as well. 21 vills. Yeah, if you don't have to worry for anything other than fast castling, you have access to plenty of additional food. Yeah.
Amarmindu.
That's it here for Repard.
Bitumban.
Repard's just being extremely annoying. Wait. Let's go back. Come on. Take a look at this. Full minute to clannery. Oh god.
Timu.
Nope.
Amarmindu.
Come on. Yeah, he was that was quite something though. I'm going to make a clip out of this. Yeah, that was absolute pure clannery. Anyway, Casa is gonna be here for the Viper. And Repard on the other hand is already there, and he's got a monastery for us, so it's going to be a monk push. And we can just stick to 1 XP speed over here, it's fine. Beautiful. So, 2 monasteries actually for Repard. Yes, Sanctity is coming up. He's playing melee. He'll get all the monastery upgrades with the exception of actually 2 fairly important ones. Melee don't get fervor and they do not get theocracy. So, yeah, those are a pretty big deal upgrades. Fervor is going to make your monks move faster. And theocracy is going to make it possible for you to group convert units utilizing a single monk's faith, which can make group conversion in later stages of the game, like if you have 10 monks or so, a little bit easier. Certainly a lot less wasteful if you don't manage to micro your monks perfectly, so we'll see. There we are. Beautiful. Is live games? No, these are not live, no. This took place earlier today, a couple hours ago. Couldn't cast it live, so we are casting recorded games. Theocracy is crap? Oh boy, I have a player in a specific game that would definitely disagree with that. Actually, one of the series from like 2 days ago. Or was it yesterday? It was not yesterday, it was like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I don't remember exactly. But there was one series where theocracy would have changed the game. Oh, I think I'm thinking of Hera, I'm thinking of Slam. I don't remember if it was during the Best of 33 series. Or if it was for one of the Wallhalla series, I don't remember, but yeah. Anyway. Beautiful push. Repard's got some momentum over here. Good amount of monks. Plus the siege workshop over there. Viper on the other hand will go for the extra TCs outside. So if he gets taken down over here, it's not going to be the end of the world necessarily, but definitely he would like to, at the very least, try and chop through over here so that he can come out. And Repard's already keeping an eye on this area, although he doesn't necessarily know that the Viper is close to chopping through. Since it's the case that both players are going to be investing into Lumberjacks about the same amount, and he's very close to chopping through, he probably knows that the Viper is close to it to get it through himself, but we'll see. Scouts coming out for the Viper, as now Repard's coming in. What do we have for the monks over here? We only have Sanctity, and I think that's about it. I don't think he's gone for much of anything else. He's going to try and castle drop the Viper as well, and the Viper just finished researching fletching. Oh boy, if the Viper had waited a little bit before going for the guard tower, he would have been able to place the tower probably on the right hand side. I mean, he does have one over here, but this is not going to prevent the castle from coming out, so this is huge. This castle is ranging this guard tower, and he should be able to take this one down. This guard tower, on the other hand, is going to be kind of safe, so I guess the Viper's still going to be alright. Ideally, he will want to go for something like some walls around here, right, so that he prevents... Yeah, he prevents Repard from coming through. And he can eventually chop through and save these villagers. Otherwise, if he cannot salvage that part of his economy, it's gonna be rough. Despite having 3 TCs, interestingly enough, the Viper is on the same villager count as Repard. It's a lot of idle TC time. Let's see if Repard can clutch this up though. 2 villagers. Yeah, he can do it. This is really good. He's got the villagers to repair the manuals with, and he's got the monks to repair the villages with, aka heal them up. So the towers seem like they will end up going down. This is really good. Usually manuals struggle big time against guard towers. It's fantastic. Well done. Incredible push. Anakin, my man, thank you so much for the raid. It's very much appreciated, and welcome everyone. I hope you had a great stream, and I hope you guys coming from Anakin's stream enjoyed it. We're casting the Viper versus Repard. This is a set that we are casting using record the games. It took place earlier today, a couple hours ago. We couldn't cover it live, so we are using record the games. This is the 5th series that we are casting in a day, after 4 additional Wallhalla series. Who won at the end? I would very much prefer for you to keep that private if you want to know. If somebody could whisper, if somebody knows the answer, I would prefer for you to whisper, of course, because I don't want to get spoiled. I haven't seen the result yet. And I'm assuming nobody from the chat knows either. If you watched it elsewhere, you're probably not watching it now again. Nice conversions. Viper did manage to chop through, so he does salvage a good amount of villagers over here. Judging by how game number 2 went, I don't expect this one to be over anytime soon. Maybe once Repard goes up. Actually, it doesn't even need to go up because the Viper does not have any fortifications this time around compared to before. Alright. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Thank you. He's running! The safety, he's got a 30C over here, but once again, it's the same situation as the previous game. He's cornered! Quite literally. He's down the south in a little corner over here. Unable to get out of there. It seems like Repard just lost his outer villagers though. He lost 1. Might end up losing all 3 in the end, but yeah, I love to see this castle come up. Actually, let me take a look at the range. I don't think it would have been possible for him to go for a castle in a spot that would allow them to target all 3 TCs, so this is fine. Yeah, this is okay. And there's a counter castle coming up for the Viper here. So maybe this is going to go the same way that game number 2 went, and we're just going to have to wait for Repard to get to the Imperial Age and get the trebuchets, as the Viper's just going to keep on trying. He wants to believe. Yeah, and he gets away with it. Baby shoes. That's the most amazing thing. in the previous game as well. I couldn't believe my eyes as the Viper kept on surviving. Minute after minute when I thought the game was clearly over already, but the same situation over here as well. The Viper's holding on, he's surviving. He did spend a lot of extra resources, getting the extra TCs up outside, the extra farms, getting the castle up over here. And Repard's gotta be careful. There is no need for him to go for the castle over here. If he's not 100% sure, he'll be able to go up to the Imperial Age faster. But he's going for it anyway, and given all the pressure he put against the Viper, I would imagine he probably expects to be the first one to get to the Imperial Age. And even if he's not, because of the melee bonus, it shouldn't take him too long in any case. And even if it took him much longer than the Viper for some weird miracle of the universe and the Viper was able to beat him to the Imperial Age, and he lost this one, he still has this castle on the back, so he could still go for trebuchets if he needed to. So it's yes. Hockey, I'm sorry, the bot's kind of broken. It's not working right now. I can try to fix it, but that's going to require me to disconnect the stream for a little bit. I need to restart OBS. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Give me a second. I'll see if I can fix it by detaching the custom bot name from it. Okay, can you try now? I don't know if it's going to work. No worries, I have it in search. Alright. Yeah. It was just not working when trying to utilize the custom name. Thank you. Viper loses one TC, immediately pops another one on the right hand side. Oh man, this is just our lives right now. This is what it has come down to. This is what it has become. We're gonna see the Viper ooze to the sides as he gets pushed on the other side. He's just going to ooze to the opposite side. But it's good. Repard's going out to the Imperial Age much earlier compared to the Viper, and this shouldn't take too much longer for him to get to trebuchets already. Start punishing. Would this consider pulling a dark noob? Would this be considered pulling a dark noob? I don't think so, because the Viper is not dead. He's got a healthy worker count, and he's not dead yet. He's dying, but it's not gotten to the point where he cannot possibly come back. Let me try to connect the bot again. See if this works. Regardless, as Repard gets to the Imperial Age, the Viper's probably expecting to see the trebuchets come out, as he's got vision on the castle already. And he's probably expecting to lose the castle. He's going for some melee. If he dove, he might be able to get 1 or 2 trebuchets down, but it's going to be pretty difficult, especially as Repard's got a good amount of monks to work with. There you go, first trebuchets out. Viper, only 5 melee though, not the best. Definitely not enough for him to go out and try and dive. He's bringing the scouts though. He's going for it. Well, he's under a lot of pressure down south. He's gotta pick his battles. So he's going after the monks with the scouts, and he's going to take on the mangonels with the Mangudai. And then he can go with whatever scouts and Mangudai he's got left and try to snipe the trebuchet. And I think he might actually be able to get away with it. But this is actually really decent from Repard. He ends up taking 2 scouts over there, gets the conversions. And these monks, they do not have enough faith, and the attack runs over there are not going to suffice. So the Viper's coming up over here, is going to try to make the most with a very small amount of units what he's got left. It's going to be enough to take the monks down, and so seems like it's going to suffice also to get the mangonels down. The big problem for the Viper is while trying to make the play with the mangonel over here, he ends up losing the castle. So this already, this already puts him in a much more precarious spot. Because without the defense over here, the castle, he just loses the TC. There is nothing stopping this from the push. And he's going for another castle on the right-hand side, but this is just going to be more of the same, right? Just trying to translates his economy to the side. We have Karambit Warriors coming out right now for Repard. If game number 3 goes in favor of Repard, and I am 95% convinced that's going to be the case at this point, probably 97%. This would be Viper's first home map that he's losing in. So, for game number 4, he will be the one selecting the map as well. It will be his remaining home map rather that they would play on, as whoever loses game number 3 uses their home map for game number 4. He would have to clutch it up against Repard in game number 4 on his home map, but then also in game number 5 on Repard's own home map. So yeah. Viper's villas have been a long journey this game. Let me take a look at the worker efficiency for the Viper. These villagers start building the castle, for instance. Yeah, they've been on the move for a long time. Actually, let me just select all the villagers. That is not good. 61% worker efficiency all game. It's really, really low for the Viper overall. When your economy is on scratch, usually your economy is going to be probably 70-75% worker efficiency. And there we go, the churches are coming in. The Viper's gotta call it GG. We already have gates up in the north, so Repard won't let the Viper keep on sneaking around anymore. This is the end of the road for the Viper, the right-hand side corner. He does still have a higher worker count compared to Repard, but he's still 1 H behind. Doesn't really have too many units to work with. We have a Karambit meat shield over here for Repard that's going to zone the Mango Day, and of course we have a good amount of monks for Repard as well to potentially convert Mango Day with. Once again, because of the lack of theocracy, it's very, very important for Repard to micro his units properly and his monk game to be on point. Go. Yeah, villagers alone are not going to do anything. I can't allow the message because I'm trying to connect the bot account to it, sorry. So I have a pop-up window over here as we wait for the Viper to call the GG. Here we are. It's finally happened. Repard 2. Viper 1. Let's go and take a look at the achievements over here then. Before jumping into game number 4. Once again, this is going to take place on the Viper's home map, the 4th game, and then assuming that he manages to take it, game number 5 is going to happen on Repard's home map. Better than 2-to-1 KD ratio for the Viper. That was pretty good. He ended up collecting more resources, but this doesn't matter. Even if he had extra villagers and extra resources collected, all the extra resources he spent going for the extra TCs and the farms every time that he had to migrate his economy allowed Repard to make much more efficient use of his collected resources. So, well done. There's not too much to take a look at over here. I'm pretty curious for the APM though. Yeah. Let's go back. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome to game number 4. As the Vipers playing Turks, Repard's playing Goats over here. We are going to fast forward until we get a little bit of action. Only made possible by the fact that we are casting Rex. If we were casting live, we'll have to just endure the early stages. What do you expect over here? With Gods, you can go for pressure. We have seen this in the past several times as well. It's kind of similar to... Well, it's not really similar to like Poles or even something like Dravidians, but it's going to be also a civilization that allows you to go for early pressure because you're going to be paying less for... You're going to have a discount, right? That's going to make it smoother. You're going to be paying less for infantry units. 20% in the Dark Age, 25% in the Field Age. Faster working barracks as well means the upgrades coming sooner. The units come out faster. And then there's the fact that your infantry units are going to have bonus damage against buildings as well with +1, +2, and +3 in the feudal, castle, and imperial ages. So from the get-go, even when you don't get access to arson, you're going to be able to take down the buildings pretty quickly. And because it's just palisades, I'll be surprised to see Repard go for something other than that. The Viper, on the other hand, has got to be careful over here. And we have seen oftentimes to be the case that whenever you're expecting pressure from your opponent, that we just see the walls come up for the defendant player over here, right? Just so that he can prevent Repard from getting through and going for the push. Interestingly enough, Repard will go up on 20 population to the Fuel Age, and he's got a barracks already up, so go figure. What do we get over here? He does not have any stone miners, he's just sending the villagers for it, so here he comes, and this is the pressure that I was talking about. Viper, on the other hand, is collecting some stone over here. If he was ever planning to go for a fast castle approach into Janissaries, that's going to be frustrated by Repard's push over here. At the very least, that's going to be Repard's intention. And we'll see if he can actually get away with it. There we go. Tower's already up. And we don't really have any men-at-arms over here, any militias to speak of, just the villagers. That is really interesting, given how cheap they are, how fast they produce, and the fact that men-at-arms upgrades also pretty quick. I do find this very interesting that he's going just for the archers, so he's not going to have any meat shield over here. I guess it's fine. It's not like he's expecting the Viper to make a play for range units himself, something like skirmishers or anything, right? And the Viper's reaction is timely on the left-hand side. Not so much on the right-hand side. We'll see Repard realize about this. It's open. It's open down the south. It's coming in, trying to prevent the villager from getting the walls up. Yeah, but he won't be able to do it with the scouts. Now we have more than one villager for the Viper. However, he is breaching through, though, over here. So we could see another tower coming up. And yes, it's going to be a tower coming in for Repard. And there's a counter tower coming up for the Viper. But they gotta be careful. Repard, he's got the first tower over here. So he could potentially get his tower in a spot that's going to range the tower from the Viper, while still being protected by the first one. But now he's coming forward. He's got the villagers over here. He's trying to go to the tower. That is not good. He needs to go back. And once again, at most, he'll be able to go for another tower over here, just close enough to the Vipers that he'll be able to target it. And ideally still far enough that he'll be able to protect it with the first tower. But he's not going for it. He's just trying to make the play for the archers. With 2 towers, the Vipers already spent 250 stone. Out of the stone that he was kind of hoping to utilize to go for a castle, it seems to me. So while Repard wasn't able to get a single villager down, to be honest, he wasn't able to get a single unit down. Okay, never mind, he got a goat. It's still worth it, because he ended up delaying the Viper quite a bit. And while the Viper might still be able to go up to the castle age faster, and he might still be the first player to get access to a castle, it's not going to be fast enough compared to what he was kind of hoping for, he was playing towards. So Repard's Trash has already kind of paid off in a sense, and yeah. Now we have another tower coming up over here from Repard. Actually, he sent the villagers back. What is this? Okay, he's going for... Yeah. Just going to relocate it. Taking his on the goats. I see you pretty aggressive today, Phase Null. What happened? Poor goat. This is much better. This is kind of what I was talking about. Probably would have preferred for this one to be on the left-hand side so that he would still have been able to range the tower from the Viper. But it's fine. Yeah, and the game kind of stabilizes. Repard's going away. Basically just manages to deny a little bit of farming space in this farm, right? And then he's going back, and now it's going to be play for the castle edge from both players. The Viper should be there significantly earlier, but it's not going to be a huge difference. I think Repard should be able to go up himself in about a minute and a half or so. Kind of angry at that goat. Look very evil. Yeah, perhaps. Depends on your upbringing, I guess. Yeah, Repard's getting close to going up himself. He did go for a skirmisher. What is the skirmisher about? Where is it? What is it doing? I think it was probably trying to bait damage. Okay, that makes sense actually. That was pretty smart from him, but the Viper's not having any of that. So he went for the skirmisher to try and soak some damage from the TC while he came in with the archers, right? To get on the back end. Then get some of the villages from the Viper. But the Viper instantly retargeted the TC to the archers. That is correct, Shiva. Yes. Repard's going up to the castle H, and there we go. Indeed, we have a minute and 48 seconds of a head start to the castle H for the Viper. Extra TC coming out for him. Castle, actually. He does have the resource to go for extra TCs, but he's going for the castle. He's going to go for the extra TCs on the side, so he's already sent some villages up in the north. Oh, and check this out, though! Repard already has an archer over here. He won't be able to deny the TC with a single archer, mind you. But if he spots the TC, that's going to be great information for Repard. He could potentially send some units himself forward, and especially because he's collecting a lot of stone. If he's able to go for a castle, just sending a few Huskars to the left-hand side, yeah, it's just going to make it so difficult for the Viper to keep on collecting resources over here uncontested. Good unit control for Repard as well. He's going to end up losing this. We have a light cavalry upgrade for free for the Turks. But yeah, the TC has already been unveiled, has been already spotted. So Repard's gonna go for a castle very soon. I think he's probably gonna go for the extra TCs. What is the plan over here? It doesn't have quite enough for the castle. Okay, he's gonna go for a castle on the left-hand side. Yeah, he'll try to push the Viper away. And the Viper got just the one light cavalry. Bosa's coming in as well for Repard. And Repard just goes to GG. Yeah. He got spotted over here. So the Viper clutches it up. Yeah, kind of, right? I mean, the light cavalry was going to take some time to get the castle, to get the villagers down. Honestly, it makes sense. Repard could have tried to go for it a little bit more, because he could have gone for the castle foundation. He could have tried to bait the light cavalry away and then wall the rest of the villages in, but the Viper could have gone for a defensive tower and he could have denied the castle. So I guess it kind of makes sense, but that was a very peculiar time to call it GG, and certainly not a moment that anybody was probably expecting to see it. For the achievements, there isn't too much for us to see over here. 4-0 KD for the Vipers, pretty good, but it's a very small amount of military that we saw this game and not a whole lot of action. So we're just going to jump into game number 5, and I'll tell you what, we're not going to play any commercials. We're just going to jump into it right away because this game was so short. We still have a lot of pre-roll off time left, like 10 minutes. So Game number 5 is coming up. What is the final map gonna be? It's gonna be territorial. And as the series is tied up, this is going to be the tiebreaker, of course. We'll see what we get. There you are, and welcome everyone to game number 5. This one is going to only require us to fast forward until the fuel age or so, since it's usually a much faster map compared to the other ones. Should have tried? Yeah, he could have tried, you know. For all we know, maybe he would have gotten the castle up. It just seems he respects the Viper's abilities over there. Perhaps a little bit too much. Like, I can see 1,000 ways the Viper could have denied the castle. But yeah, it just seems. I don't think he had lost much more than a villager or two, right? Anyway. Thank you everyone who's coming into the stream for the first time, dropping the follows. I hope you're having a good time, guys. If you're unable to catch all the games while I am casting live, after the stream is over, about 30 minutes later or so, you're going to be able to find VODs for the individual series as opposed to having to scroll through the entire stream VOD on the video page of my Twitch channel. But also, I have brought my YouTube channel back from the dead the last couple of weeks, so you can also go there and subscribe to my YouTube channel where I'm going to be posting highlight series. Exclamation mark YouTube to get a link to it, or just youtube.com/novayoe. The current videos that are coming up are kind of old, from Terra Nova Duo still. By the time this series goes up, it's going to be next month, actually. But yeah, eventually we are going to catch up. Hey, there we go. Thank you, Rosa. So YT works. I imagine YouTube works as well. Regardless, Fuel Age is going to be here ready for both players at the same time. Yes, sir. Exact same idle TC time as well, and that is such a close engagement. It's going in favor of the Viper. Yes. Well done. Repard. Let's get an archer range over here, and the Viper knows about it. Repard's got no idea what the Viper might be going for. Given the fact that we have Hindustanis for the Viper, he should be expecting scouts probably, but go figure! There's an archer range coming up for the Viper over here, so if Repard's expecting scouts over here, if he tries to go for Spearman, yeah, he's going for it. He's going to get caught off guard. And Hourcraft, thank you so much for the resub, man. 13 months already. That is a lot, and it's very much appreciated. Thank you so much for the support. Extended support, well over a year already. Guys, remember that this is the 6th series, I think. So today we cast 5. Oh, we had already cast 2 before. So this is the 7th series that we are casting from the round of 16 for Wallhalla. And tomorrow, 21 GMT. 21 GMT, that's going to be fairly late for most people, but we are going to have the final series of this stage of the tournament, while next week we are already going to have the quarterfinals. I'm going to take a look really quickly while we wait for the Viper's units to do much of anything over here to see what a best of the quarterfinals will be. I don't know if it's going to be a best of 5 or if it's going to be a best of 7. Wouldn't be surprised if it was a best of 7, because it's going to be just 4 series, right? Let me check. Nope, it's going to be best of 5. Only the semifinals and the grand final will be best of 7.
Mande. Sí. Servidor.
Nice pressure from the Viper. So far, he's been unable to get a single villager down. He's got mostly skirmishers in this army, but eventually you should be able to clean that up.
आपकी सेवा में आदेश.
Here we go. That's good.
Presto. Sí. Mande.
आदेश.
Good defense for Repard. Ends up pushing the Viper before he has a chance of taking anything.
आपकी
Yeah.
सेवा में
Now with Paddler Arch Armor, these skirmishes are going to be stronger as well. And Repard already has Paddler Arch Armor, so against archers, these skirmishes are not going to struggle too much. Repard is bringing the villagers over. And the Viper, I think he's been collecting resources on top of the pressure that he's gotten going, right? Yeah, he's got 4 villagers over here. What? Okay. GG. Less than 12 minutes into the game. 3-1 KV for the Viper. Repard doesn't want to keep on trying. Yeah, I literally have absolutely no idea why Repard will call the GG over here. You can talk about the show. You can talk about the matchup. Sorry, you can talk about the civilizations all you want, but aren't you going to try at the very least? Like Hindustanis, yeah, sure, they can be very strong, right? But it's not like Spanish are a garbage civilization over here, and it's not like Repard's a bad player. Let me take a look at maybe the micro from the Viper. Upsetting Repard? I don't know. The villagers did not go down over here. What is it? Just a hail advantage? Yeah, I don't know. I think I had 4 villagers almost ideal, but yeah, I'm not trying in a 5th game. Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not going to question Repard. He's the pro player. I'm not. So if he wants to call it GG, he's free to do so, right? He's participating in the tournament. Actually, he's not, sorry. The Viper 3-2. And so moving on to the quarterfinals, and Repard's going to get knocked out of the tournament over here in a kind of an awkward fashion, but he must know his reasons. Maybe he had to leave. God knows. For the achievements for the final game, which isn't really going to reveal too much, we have a 3-to-1 KD ratio for the Viper, like exactly. Army high of 9. For economy, we have a stronger economy for the Viper with 300 extra resources. Actually, 299 extra resources only. It was better, yeah, of course. He was collecting deer. He pays less for villagers. He was in a little bit of a better spot, but yeah, I would have liked to see the blue player try a little bit more over here. Regardless, though, that's gonna be the end of the 5th series of the day and the 7th series, the round of 16. Tomorrow, once again, 21 GMT, we are going to have the final set of the week.